Hi everyone. My name is Renat, and I'm building this as a solo developer, not a 10-person team, just one person trying to close a gap that nobody's really closed properly yet. The project is called Agentic Wallet Guardian. In one sentence, it's an AI trust layer for autonomous Web3 agents. A layer that analyzes wallets, tokens, and smart contracts before a blockchain transaction executes, and produces an explainable security decision before any money actually moves. Over the next 10 minutes I'll cover 3 things: what problem this actually solves, how it works under the hood, and what's already real and running, not slides, actual code. Let me start with a picture that's easy to imagine. Picture an AI agent that's been given access to a crypto wallet. It's not a human clicking send. The agent itself decides, buy, sell, approve a contract's access to its tokens, transfer funds to another address. This isn't science fiction for 2030. It's already happening. Right now, in 2026. Agentic frameworks are growing faster than anyone is thinking about the safety layer around them. And here's the problem: the vast majority of these agents have no verification layer at all between the agent decided and the agent did it. The model generates an intent to transfer funds, and that intent turns straight into a signed transaction. Nobody's asking, is this contract even real? Is this address on a scam list? Does this decision actually match what this specific agent is supposed to be doing? Compare that to how any normal payment system for humans already works. When you pay with a card, there's a fraud detection layer running behind the scenes. The bank looks at your spending pattern, the merchant's history, anomalies, and stops borderline transactions for confirmation. That's been standard for human money for 20 years. For AI agents, which are about to move comparably serious amounts of money, that standard simply doesn't exist yet. And the failure mode here isn't abstract. It's a model hallucinating a recipient address. It's an agent interacting with a scam contract. Because it has no real way to tell a scam apart from a legitimate protocol. It's an unlimited allowance approve that an agent signs without ever understanding what it just opened up. Agentic Wallet Guardian is that missing layer. The idea is simple: before an AI agent interacts with the blockchain, it checks with Guardian first. Guardian analyzes 3 dimensions at once. First, wallet behavior. How old is this wallet? What's its activity history? Are there signs this is a disposable, throwaway address created for a single fraudulent operation? Second, token risk. Is this a liquid, widely traded asset, or a token nobody knows anything about except that someone just created it? Third, smart contract signals. Is the contract's code verified? Are there signs the owner can arbitrarily change the rules after you've already interacted with it? All of these signals get combined into a single, explainable trust score ***, not a black box that just says 40 out of 100, but a system that can tell you why that score is what it is. Based on that trust score, Guardian returns one of 3 decisions: allow, safe to execute, monitor, execute, but flag it for oversight because there are concerning but not critical signals, and block, stop it before anything gets signed. That's the trust infrastructure between AI agents and blockchain. Execution, not another dashboard built for a human to stare at, but a layer other agents can call programmatically, automatically, every single time before they act. I don't want to stay at the concept level. Let me be specific about what's actually implemented in code. First, a multi-signal Web3 security analysis engine. Not a single risk metric, but an engine that gathers several independent signals in parallel and only then fuses them, so the system doesn't break just because one data source is having a bad day. Second, wallet behavior intelligence, a dedicated module that turns wallet behavior specifically into a structured risk signal. Third, token and smart contract risk analysis, both the token and the contract it interacts with get analyzed, because a good token on a bad contract is a real, working attack vector. You need both dimensions, not just one. Fourth, explainable trust score generation. Worth repeating, not a number without a reason attached, a score with a reason attached. Fifth, the actual allow/monitor/block decisions themselves, returned as a structured, machine-readable response. Sixth, a multi-service ASP architecture, built as several services rather than one monolith, so different parts of the system can scale and evolve independently. Seventh, OKX2A communication integration. This is what lets Guardian avoid being an isolated service and instead speak the same protocol as other agents in the OKX ecosystem. And eighth, actual deployment on the OKX agentic ecosystem. Bottom line, the MVP is live. Not a prototype running on someone's laptop, a system that's ready for real agent-to-agent security testing. If the format allows it, this is the moment to switch to a live demo and walk through the interface, or one or two example requests. Under the hood, Python and Fast API, for development speed and easy integration with AI tooling and agentic frameworks. Web3 and Ethers, for direct access to on-chain data without middlemen. And separately, AI agents tooling and OKX2A, because the whole point of this project falls apart if Guardian is just another isolated service you have to wire up by hand. The point is for it to speak a language other agents in the ecosystem already understand. The autonomous AI agent industry is growing faster than the industry is building safety for it. Every week there's a new agent framework, a new agent-to-agent communication protocol, a new way to give a model access to real money, but almost nobody is building the trust layer that sits between an agent's decision and its execution on-chain. This is the moment to be one of the first to actually claim this niche. Not another trading bot, not another agent that does something on-chain, an infrastructure-level security layer that every other agent in the ecosystem can be built on top of. Guardian isn't competing with other agents for attention, it makes every other agent around it safer. I'll be straightforward, right now this is a bootstrapped infrastructure project. We're deliberately focused on MVP validation and ecosystem integration, not premature fundraising. The priority is proving this actually works in live agent-to-agent scenarios before scaling. From here, expanding the signal set, deeper integration into the OKX agentic ecosystem, and the goal of making Guardian the default layer any Web3 agent checks with before it signs anything. One more thing worth being upfront about, because I think it actually makes the story stronger, not weaker. What I've just described is the first iteration of this project, the version built and submitted for this hackathon. It hasn't stood still since. Since then, the core decision engine has moved from proof-of-concept signals to a version with real data providers wired in instead of mocked ones, a live pre-execution transaction simulation instead of a stub, and a genuine integration with a live blockchain RPC endpoint on a partner chain, verified end-to-end, not just claimed. That newer version lives in a separate, actively developed repository, Agentic Wallet Guardian v3 on the same GitHub account. And it's gone one step further than that. The core idea, a signed, independently verifiable security decision, not just a log entry you have to trust, has been generalized into an open, vendor-neutral token format called OAA, Open Agent Attestation, so that any agent security tool, not just this one, can emit and verify these decisions the same way. That's a separate, standalone project now, and this project's own decision engine already emits it. So what you're looking at today is the origin point, not the ceiling. If you want to see where it's headed, that's the repository to watch. Here's the bottom line, AI agents in Web 3 are already here, and they're already holding money. The question isn't whether mistakes will happen. The question is whether there's any layer of protection between an agent's decision and the real-world action. Agentic Wallet Guardian is that answer. Not another risk score. Dashboard for a human to look at, working decision infrastructure for agents, allow, monitor, block, with a reason every single time. Thank you. Happy to take questions.